Welcome back, family. This is your boy D. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, listen, that just simply means Ed. I am back with another one, baby. You know how we do it. Today's episode is entitled Why is a project plan important? Why is a project plan important? Now, family, because I know I'm talking to the family and you're watching me because you know that I know a question I'm about to ask you. If you're ever in an interview, this is bonus. I just was thinking of this as I was getting ready to as I turned the camera on. When you're in an interview or you're having a discussion, if somebody asks you what's in your project plan, and you say, "Well, I have tasks and dates." Right now, I wish I had that buzzer that go, because family, you have to understand that a project plan and a project schedule are two different things. And so, like I said, because you're here, I know that you're ready to take your project management career to the next level. So stay tuned as we dive in to those 7 points that I love to construct. That's my framework. You ready? Let's go. First thing that you need to understand about a project plan, it needs to have laser focus objective. What does that mean? That means it needs to be guiding your team towards the defined objectives that you've identified. More or less, it's like the guiding light, or All of My Children, or Days of. Oh, I'm sorry, that was soap operas. I lost it. But no, honestly, family, it needs to be the guiding light. It needs to be the beam or the direction of where the project is going. Again, and let me pause there parenthetically and say this, family. A project plan just doesn't, it has multiple components, from your communication plan, your stakeholder management plan, your scope management plan, your quality management plan. Basically, I'll make it easy for you. All the 10 knowledge areas need to be in your project management plan. Also there's some other things that I would recommend. Like, I use a RAID log in my project management plan, and there's other documents that you can put in there. But let's go on to the next point. I'm really giving a lot of value here, family. I hope you're really enjoying this. Hit the thumbs up. Matter of fact, leave me a comment if you're really enjoying this, because I'm really turning it up now. I'm really happy to be here. So I apologize for the excitement, but let's get to it. Seamless collaboration. Point number two. See, one thing about a project plan, when you have a project plan, you want to make sure the collaboration is intact, meaning that everybody is working towards a common goal. One of my favorite words in project management is collaboration. No, that's not it. It's actually collaboration when it comes to doing things. No, that's not it. I think it's collaboration. No, seriously, family. The reason why I love the collaboration or seamless collaboration is because the importance of being able to find a common goal, or a common type of interest where we can move this project along. Excuse me. Point number three, you need to be a wizard. No, no, no. You need to be a master of risk management. You need to be able to create a plan that will empower you to mitigate against any risk or any project uncertainties. One of the things, a lot, what will happen is I've seen, new project managers, when they come on and they have a risk and they get nervous, like, oh, I have this risk, my project is over, we're gonna fail. This is like, no. If you follow the risk statement, if then statement, meaning if this happens, then this will happen, which a risk turns into an issue. However, if you have mitigated responses, or you have responses, in place for just in case if this happens. So basically, you have as what we call a plan. The cliche. If you plan to fail, you've heard that you failed to plan. Next thing, this is one of the things too. When you're leading projects, having efficient resource allocation, or what we like to call in project management, what's your bandwidth like? No, seriously, what's your bandwidth like? Because being able to understand strategically how to place these resources is going to be key, especially when you're leading big projects, or when most of the time the resources on your project are on other projects and on their day to day. So make sure that you're effectively using those resources that been allocated to your projects. Sometimes I will use on Microsoft Project the resource usage, or I'll create a basic Excel sheet. There's many ways to track that and to make sure that you're having the best success possible. I have to tell you this for point number 5. Time is really an ally of yours. If you don't learn how to embrace the art of time through your project planning, ensuring that within your project schedule that deadlines are being met and achieved, it's going to be a long, long, long project. Because of the fact that, family, you have to understand that you'll be working on a project and your head will be down and moving along and getting things executed, and then you'll look up, a month went by, 2 months went by, and you're like, wow, time is flying. So, family, time is an ally of you. It's not a friend. It's not your best friend. You need to, if you're able to execute things ahead of schedule, don't wait if you don't have to, unless it makes sense. But if you're able to run things parallel and it's not going to mess up the end product or the end goal, I would definitely do it. So look at that as well. Another thing, listen, always when you're leading your projects, look at your scope. What we call here, let's do a quick scope check-in. And the scope check-in is making sure that within the project plan and the scope management plan that there's no such thing called gold plating or scope creep. Either one of those two. Just basically, I'll sum it up. Making unnecessary changes just because it looked good or you thought the customer wanted this extra feature or this extra functionality. No, you sat down, you identify what the actual item is that you guys are building out and what the end goal is, the end product and service. Stick with that. Be flexible though enough to, if it's time to make the change, then we follow the change request process. But other than that, family, let's make sure we keep that scope in check. The last and final point is continuous improvement. Now, one thing about a project plan, it really allows you to discover the treasure troves of insight, as well as enable you to evaluate and improve on your project management approach. You always want to be looking at ways that you can continuous improve. One of those documents within the project plan will be there, or I should say, which is a register, a lessons learned register. And hopefully as you're navigating and leading this project, that you're updating that document, not just at the end of the project, but on a frequently basis. Because what it would do is what I like to call, you get those aha moments. Those aha moments is like, well, didn't we run into this on another project last year? I wonder if I could go look at my OPAs, what is OPA stands for organizational process assets, to see, because again, I shared this on one of the previous videos, is when you walk into an organization, the first, and they have a PMO, one of the things you want to ask the PMO is, can I see your organizational process assets? Reason why is because it gives you an idea of how lessons learned are conducted. They may have a separate template. It doesn't matter. What matter, it doesn't, the artifact of the template doesn't matter. What matters is the outcome of what you get out of that. So what you get out of having a lessons learned register that you work the entire project gives you the opportunity to have success. And like I was saying regarding the OPAs within organization, being able to see how everything was done appropriately and how things were filled out, and also being able to read some of the roadblocks and or impediments that team faced, because it may happen with you on your project. So always find ways to continuous improve. I'm always looking for ways to continuous improve. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This has been your boy ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks, you know what that means. Just simply means Ed. Thank you for your time today.